We had a pretty nasty storm last night and my flower got knocked off where it was blooming on the Cubanelle. So I'm hoping, and the way it looks, is that it pollinated. Come out later after work. Hopefully I'll be able to get a better shot with the sun in a different position. But the green bell pepper is actually getting quite large. Cherry tomatoes and beefsteak tomatoes are putting out more flowers. Oh yeah. My green beans are still producing, and the ones that I do have are starting to get larger. As is this guy, so I'm assuming it did get pollinated. When one can only hope. But now the flowers are extending upwards, which is really nice. And I did wrap the excess vine around a little bit. All these flowers have opened up on my zucchini, yet the female zucchini has done nothing. So, it's simply a waiting game with her. But they seem to have enjoyed the storm that we had last night, and most of the dirt got washed off of them from when they power washed over here, but they didn't fully do it. So I'm hoping that they don't come back without telling me, because I'll move my plants if they do. See you after work. I'm out here after work, once the plants have dried a bit and the sun's moved around, pollinating some jalapeno flowers that opened up. I'm going to be picking some jalapenos today. So we're using them to doctor up some dinner, you know, with frozen stuff. Woo! Okay, so I'm out here because I'm going to be picking some jalapenos later today, and I wanted to see how many I could get. We are doctoring up some frozen food for dinner. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of notable size, so I'm hoping that's enough. Let's walk around. So, like, they're not that big, but they'll do the job. And I'm checking on my tomatoes. Giving them all a little flick. Make sure they're pollinated. I have a whole lot more tomatoes now than I have before. And I have some flies bugging me. So I have a whole lot of tomatoes going on. My tomato plant is happy. I went in and I snipped a whole lot of the branches that were growing in towards each other to open it up for air movement. And once I did that, I just got flowers up the wazoo everywhere. Take you in on the other side and show you these. Every time I see a flower, I just give it a little flick. And I use different fingers for the 2 different tomatoes that I'm growing. Well, I switch different hands, but this is turning into a bountiful harvest. I mean, look at the size of my beefsteak already. And if I stick my hand in here, My cherry tomatoes are about the same size, but they've been growing longer. Got tons of flowers popping up, just like my jalapeno. So, I'm going to take a peek at my Cubanelle, see if I could get you a shot of this. I tried earlier. I can't tell just by looking at it to see if it pollinated or not. And I'm not seeing any other open pepper flowers other than the jalapenos. But I see a lot that will be opening up soon. Try coming in this way, see if I see any. I do. I have a green bell pepper flower right here. And this is how I pollinate them. Although, I have little mite type bugs crawling around. I'm going to see if I can zoom in or focus enough. I don't know what they are. I noticed those on my cucumbers too. They're inside the flowers, so I don't know if they're helping with the pollination or if they're just eating my flowers. In which case, I'm going to be upset. Yeah, I mean look, even on the jalapeno, I've got them right there and right there. There's a better shot of all the flowers on my tomato. For a tiny plant, that's, you know, incredible. Now I'm gonna take you over to the beans once I'm satisfied with my pollination job. I've got tons of green beans now. Look at that. As the flowers are falling off, I'm getting green beans everywhere you look. And it's still putting out new growth. Quite happy with these. Now I just need to see how they taste. Oh, with this tendricle, oh, it's starting to rain again. With the tendricles, as they start moving, I just wrap them back around. I do have a ton of baby cucumbers starting. And this, look at the size of this already. Whoa! I have a whole lot of them, but this is the one I hand pollinated to see if it worked. And it's still nice and firm, so hopefully. And my mint is starting to put out new growth down there, so I might snip it back and make it shorter. That'll make it more stable as well. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. And my basil, after being gnawed at, it has started to put out new growth, unaffected. And my dill, look at how it's coming back after I snipped it. Sometimes snipping your plants and cutting them back makes them grow better when they do grow back. And now on to the zucchini. Yes, I said the zucchini. I had tons of flowers on here I showed you from earlier. Right down there. The tip of it has turned yellow. I've been keeping a close eye on this because I don't know what's going to happen. But right on the next plant, I've got another one starting. So we'll just keep an eye on it. And for my mother, the marigold that you got me is about to flower, but it doesn't want to focus. Okay, I'll zoom out. It's got a really big bud right here. And all the other ones have little buds. Little buds. Oh, I'm probably gonna pull these guys off and let this have more light. It's got a slightly larger bud. And these didn't make it. They shriveled up. Look at this guy eating our basil.
What is it?
It's a furry caterpillar.
Daddy. Daddy, Mommy.
I will. You gotta move so I can